Let's take a look at the old L&N 2132 switcher engine. This is the last engine surviving that was made in the L&N Louisville, Kentucky train shop. The shop is located where the Louisville Cardinals football team's stadium is at now. L&N made around 40 of their own engines, and this is one of them. Like I said, it was produced in the train shop in South Louisville, Kentucky. It's the last surviving. It was in incredibly rough shape when the city of Corbin, where it is on display, found it and restored it and brought it here. This particular type of locomotive engine requires no leading or trailing wheels to help with weight distribution and tracking while running at speed on the main line, because it did all of its work at slow speed in the railroad yard. You'll notice when I start showing you around, it's got a coupler on the front, where most steam engines would have like a cow catcher. That's to make it easier for it to push and pull other engines and cars around the railroad yard. Now let's have a look at old 2132. Before it was on display here in Corbin, Kentucky, it was in Georgia for 35 years in a very poor condition, almost too poor to restore, I understand. But the city of Corbin got it, and bringing it up here from Georgia was a trick. They had to get permits to get it up on the road on a very large truck and move it here. Once the city had it here, they restored it and displayed it here on Railroad Street in Corbin. Here's 4 of the big, large drive wheels and the pistons that drove them. And as you can see, it has no leading wheel and no following wheel, because it wasn't necessary for this engine to run at high speed. It was a workhorse, like I said, in only 2 railroad yards, one in northern Kentucky and the one here in Corbin, Kentucky. So it came back home. Old 2132. Of course, this is the tender that hauled the coal. Along with the tender, it's displayed with an L&N caboose. I really miss these on the back of trains. There would be a guy or a couple of guys sitting in them, and if you waved and they seen you, they'd wave back. That little red light on the back of trains now just don't take the place of this caboose. And of course, L&N stands for Louisville and Nashville Railroad. Back in the days when cabooses was commonplace on double tracks, when trains would pass each other, the caboosemen would check each other's trains and make sure everything was all right as they passed the cars. I don't know how that little red light does that now. But it's sure not a caboose. I've heard of people taking old cabooses and redoing them and living in them, and that would be neat. Because of the really poor condition it was found in before it was restored, they nicknamed it Lazarus. All of its brothers and sisters, nearly 40 of them, built in the Louisville train yard, have gone on to scrap, and it stands here surviving alone. And once again, you'll find this piece of history in Corbin, Kentucky. That's all.